Hey everybody, this is Alex Dickson of Studio 722. Today I'm coming at you with a little bit of an update about what's been going on and maybe a little bit about what I plan to do in the future. As you can see on my YouTube channel and on my Twitter and on my website, I've updated it and I've rebranded a little bit to Studio 722 Media. My plans with it are to not only do music but also gaming and anything, maybe some sketches or something that I come up with, maybe like some audio plays or something. I don't know. I'm still planning stuff out because I haven't been doing much of anything on my YouTube channel lately, so I don't know where direction exactly that I'm wanting to go in. Um, Overall, let's see, I haven't updated you guys in months. It's been since December since I've updated with anything. Um, the past few months have been rather interesting overall. Difficult for the most part, but still pretty interesting. It's been, um, with things like my mom's health getting worse. Overall, she's been sick for a lot of years, but, we're managing to make it through. And ever since my dad passed away back in November of 2016, things have been emotionally and stressful and everything, but um a lot of good has happened. I've worked with one of my clients a few times that I haven't got to work with much due to appointments and other things of that nature, and my mom's health and my health, and uh schedule's not lining up and all that. But, overall things have been emotionally pretty okay. Um I'm starting to get back into music more and more again. I'm actually going to be working on a project later on today, as the date of this recording. And I'm going to probably work on it for a while. And I'm also learning how to play the harmonica, and I'm continuing to teach myself piano. So there's all kinds of things I'm going on with that so I can better produce and be more useful around the studio and also to potential clients, and also help produce better music and also make some of my own music in the time being. But, overall things have been pretty okay. I've had my bouts with depression here and there, so that's been a little bit on the tough side overall. Depression is something that nobody gets over very easily, and especially when you suffer with depression on an extreme level like I do, or even anxiety, it can be extremely tough to deal with, and not a lot of people get that. Not a lot of normal people tend to get that. So you typically find people who are alike find each other and they become each other's support system. And also, oh yes, on another note, I got engaged over a couple months back to my lovely fiance Alicia. She's been the light of my life. She's made me extremely happy since I first met her. And she's stuck with me this last year more than anyone else has ever stuck by me. And I couldn't ask for a better woman in my life. She's been integral to my mental health, to my happiness. She's been a rather large part to my overall well-being, and she's just made me the happiest man in the world. I know everybody always says that whenever they first get engaged or get married or whatever, but I honestly mean it. I've never had anyone in my life that's loved me as much as she has, and that I love as much as I do. And she's just an amazing woman. I mean, her and I are a lot alike on a lot of levels, but I think it's that stuff that makes us a perfect match for each other. I mean, the kinds of things she deals with on a daily basis, like depression and anxiety, that's one of those things that her and I relate to on that level. And it's just on that level, we just click. It's one of those things that we're able to relate to each other. We're able to communicate with each other. We're able to rely on each other to be each other's support system. And I find that to be one of the most important parts of any relationship, is being able to rely on another person, to be your support system. But first, you got to be your own support system to be able to have another support system. But a support system of any kind, a good support system is very integral to any person's well-being, whatever, someone to help you through the dark times, whether it be a family member or a friend, those things matter. But, I have been so extremely happy over the last few months and over this last year. I mean, in June will be a full year that we've been together. And I just can't be any more thankful than I am now. But yeah, back on the YouTube channel and back on my social media and stuff like that. Posting has not been my strong suit. I got to start coming up with content. I have an idea for a short story in the works. I'm calling it Mr. Hecker's The Neighborhood Atheist. And it's not really a comedy thing. It's more of... Well, actually, it is sort of a comedy thing, but it's also a sort of an educational thing, about how I view Christianity. I'm not an atheist, I am a Christian. But how I view Christianity, and I'm sort of also looking at it from sort of the perspective of an atheist, and how I would sort of go about converting an atheist to Christianity, or just giving them the idea, not necessarily forcing my religion on them, because that's never what I try to do. When it comes to my faith, I never force it on anyone, because I know how I don't like people forcing their will upon me, and that's not what I'm called to do as a Christian. That's what I'm called to do as a Christian, is just give an idea, and and somebody else waters the seed, and somebody else furthers it, and I just like to be the seed planter, the idea man. It's like, I tell you what God has done in my life. God has blessed me immensely. I mean, I can't even begin to describe how much he's blessed me. He's given me a loving family, good friends. He's given me the tools that provide for me, and he's given me tools to provide for other people. He's also given me a strong heart, a strong will, and I believe anyone can have those things, because with a lot of the bad that has happened in my life and my family's life, there's also been a lot of good, whether it be my family helping somebody else or them helping us, From an outsider's perspective, it might look like my family has been shit on its entire life, but in one aspect we have. People have used us, abused us, taken advantage of us one way or another, and we still kept on. There's things that have happened in my family that would strip a family down completely apart, that that would just shred it to bits. Like my brother having been burned at the age of 2 because he got into the garage, and it was an accident. He was pouring gasoline in the lawnmower because he wanted to be like dad, and the pilot light lit and everything went up in a flash fire. So that was my brother's accident, and usually something like that, would tear a family apart to shreds, not to recover. But nowadays my brother, he's walking, talking. He's got a job. He's got a wife and a family, 2 kids. I mean, there's just a lot of things my family has been through that would absolutely tear most families apart. And I'm not trying to be a braggart about any of this. It's just what I got to give God thanks and praise for. And even with me and my mental illnesses and depression and anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenic stuff like that, when it comes to that stuff, God has blessed me with my family that is able to help me and willing to help me to get through it. Yeah, there were hospitalizations, and I hated every minute of those. But by the same token, in recent years, I've come to realize all those hospitalizations were for my own benefit, because I realized that all the coping mechanisms I've learned in those stays have been for my benefit and to help me better myself, to be able to take the blows the world gives me, because like in a lot of areas I was also bullied, some for my size, some for my anger, and there's a lot of things that stem, there's a lot of things that stem from my bullying, about how it affected me back in like high school and junior high and all that. A lot of that really affected me, and it's it's just one of those things that that I've learned to push past and deal with, and continue to strive to do better in life, and just continue on. There were a couple times where I attempted suicide, and praise the Lord that I was not successful on that. It ain't but by the grace of God and power of Jesus that I'm still here. But God's got a plan for all of us, and it's always a good one. God would never do anything to actually hurt you, but that's enough preaching from me. Anyway, back to the YouTube channel again. Like I said, I have a sketch idea in mind, the Mr. Hackers thing. I've got some plans to do game streaming, primarily with MechWarrior, and I'm going to try to do it on YouTube. And I'm probably going to start up a Twitch account to stream with. Because I have a Twitch account that I just use to watch videos, but I'm thinking about streaming too. There's just, I haven't decided exactly what games I'm going to stream. I know MechWarrior is one of them. I might stream Guild Wars 2. I don't know. We'll just have to see what goes on. Because I'm not one that plays all the latest and greatest games. I've just never been that, because I have very niche amount of, I go by a very niche market of gaming, typically not the most popular stuff. But usually whenever I stick with a game, I stick with it for quite a while. I never go from game to game to game, even though I probably could do that. I just have ideas brewing in my brain, and I'm sorry I haven't been posting much of anything. But, there's just so much that I could do with my YouTube channel and stuff and try and gain more subscribers. Um, but I'm more in this side of things for the fun and not necessarily for the money, because I do like making videos from time to time. It's just sometimes I lose track of where I am, what I'm doing, because of everything that goes on in my life outside of the internet. Um, I gave you some examples of what goes on in my life, but I'm gonna try and get back to doing YouTube or something, at least part time. Try and do something. I don't know what, but something. Um, I was thinking about doing Magic the Gathering stuff, but I don't have Magic the Gathering online, and I don't have the money to finance that right now. Because I would love to, but I don't have the means to finance MTGO to actually be viable and actually play the game regularly. Um, but, I just want to get back to doing something with my YouTube channel and, see if I can get that 1,000 subscribers and also that 4,000 watch hours so I can get the partner program back and stuff. We'll just have to see what happens. But, you know, what else has been going on over these past few months? Just so much. Um, hmm. Oh, I got to see. I went to go see Rascal Flatts with my fiance back in February. Um, and I don't know if I said that. I don't know if I said anything about it, but back in October, I went to go see Jeff Dunham with my fiance. So that was fun. Uh, there's just a lot of fun stuff my fiance and I are doing, and I'm hoping to continue doing that stuff. Going to shows, having fun going out. Um, I'm just trying to work on getting a job somewhere. Hopefully in that studio that I probably have an apprenticeship at, actually so I can actually get a job there and actually make some money to so I can make some money to actually support my possible ventures out in the world, because I would really like to be able to make memories with my fiance, early on before we get married and start having kids and all that other stuff. But I just I just am really happy right now overall. Um, I like I said, I'm also playing the harmonica. Well, learning to play the harmonica. Um, I'm also in the process of trying to get everything in place so I can get the gastric sleeve surgery to lose weight, because people say that losing weight is easy, and no, the hell it's not. And I already tried the lap band, and that did not work for me at all. I still have the thing in 8 years, almost 8 years later, and it hasn't helped me at all. I mean, at first I was losing weight, but then it just made me throw up so much that I got sick of throwing up. So I actually figured out how to drink liquids to push food through. So I'm eating almost worse now than I was before I got the thing. I'm actually heavier now than before I got the thing. But, I think I'm going to end this little rambling thing here. And we'll just see how this does. And I might try to do an update like this once a month. I don't know. But Yeah, this has been Alex Dickson of Studio 722 with a rambling. I hope you enjoyed it, and I just want to say thanks for listening if you made it to the end, and have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye.